You're over 40 and suddenly everything feels different. Aches where there weren't aches, energy dips that feel permanent, and a battle with the mirror that you're consistently losing. What if I told you there's a path to reclaim your strength, your youthfulness, and your power, no matter how daunting it seems? Most people give up, accepting this new reality as inevitable. But what if it's not? Stay with me, because the secret to truly transforming your body and mind, especially after 40, is something you intuitively know but have been conditioned to ignore. The final insight will shatter your beliefs and give you the ultimate key. You can't afford to miss it. Mindset shift. We begin not with a lift nor a diet, but with something far more fundamental: the way you perceive your own existence as you age. Many of us carry this insidious narrative, almost like a whispered curse, that once we cross a certain age, say 40, 50, even 60, our bodies are destined for a slow, irreversible decline. This belief system, deeply ingrained in modern society, is perhaps the greatest inhibitor to true vitality and strength as we mature. It's a mental prison that locks us into frailty before we even experience it physically. We accept the narrative, and in doing so, we unwittingly manifest its consequences. This isn't just about positive thinking. It's about understanding the profound impact of your internal world on your physical reality. Your body listens to your mind, always. Consider for a moment the cultural stories we absorb from childhood. We see images of vibrant youth, then a gradual fading, a transition into a less capable, less dynamic self. This constant reinforcement creates a subconscious program within us, telling us that pain, stiffness, and diminished capacity are not just possible, but inevitable milestones of aging. And so, when the first twinge appears, or a little extra weight settles, we attribute it to getting old, rather than seeing it as a signal, a message from our bodies that something is out of alignment, something requires our conscious attention. This passive acceptance robs us of our agency, our power to intervene and rewrite the script. What if we dared to challenge this deeply entrenched narrative? What if we questioned the very premise that age automatically equates to decline? Imagine if, instead of viewing the passage of years as a countdown to decay, we saw it as an accumulation of wisdom, an opportunity for refinement, and a chance to truly master the vessel that carries us through life. This is not about denying the realities of biological change, but about refusing to surrender to an unexamined fate. It's about shifting from a passive recipient of aging to an active participant in your own evolution. This change in perspective is not merely philosophical, it is the catalyst for all physical transformation. Think of it like this: if you believe you are weak, you will act weak. If you believe you are strong, resilient, and capable of adaptation, your actions will naturally align with that belief. This isn't mysticism, it's basic psychology and physiology. Your stress response, your hormonal balance, even your cellular regeneration are all influenced by your mental state. Chronic stress, often fueled by negative beliefs about aging, can accelerate cellular breakdown and inflammation. Conversely, a mindset of purpose, resilience, and active engagement with life can create a biochemical environment conducive to health and vitality. The mind is not separate from the body, it is the commander, the orchestrator. The first step, then, is a conscious and deliberate unlearning of these societal narratives. It's about creating a new internal dialogue. Instead of observing a new ache and thinking, I'm just getting old, pause. Interrogate that thought. Ask, what is my body trying to tell me? How can I support it differently? This shift from resignation to inquiry is monumental. It opens the door to solutions, to possibilities that were previously invisible because your mind had already decided on the outcome. This mental recalibration is the foundation upon which all other practices will build, and without it, even the most rigorous physical routines will struggle to yield lasting results. This isn't about magical thinking, but about reclaiming your inherent power. You possess an incredible capacity for adaptation, for healing, for growth, that does not simply vanish at an arbitrary age. It may require more conscious effort, more intelligent application, but the capacity remains. When you truly embrace this, When you truly believe in your body's ability to respond and rebuild, you unlock reservoirs of energy and motivation that were previously untapped. You move from a state of passive acceptance to active creation, shaping your physical destiny rather than merely observing its unfolding. This is the true meaning of a mindset shift in the context of aging. Foundational movement. Once the mind is properly aligned, our focus turns to the body, but not in the way most people expect. We are not chasing fleeting trends or extreme regimens. Instead, we return to the very essence of human movement, the foundational capabilities that allow us to interact with the world with grace, strength, and resilience. As we age, many people unfortunately fall into a pattern of reduced movement, often driven by fear of injury or simply a lack of awareness about what the body still needs. This sedentary lifestyle is a silent killer, slowly eroding our joint health, muscle mass, balance, and overall vitality. It's a vicious cycle where less movement leads to more weakness, which in turn leads to even less movement. The body is designed for movement, continuous and varied. When we cease to move it through its full range of motion, when we stop challenging its capacity, it begins to atrophy, to stiffen, to lose its inherent fluidity. Think of a joint as a finely tuned machine. If it's never used, never lubricated, it will rust and seize. Our joints, our muscles, our connective tissues are no different. They thrive on intelligent, purposeful engagement. The key here is not brute force, but intelligent application, understanding how to move your body in ways that restore function, improve mobility, and build sustainable strength, rather than simply exhausting yourself. For many, the idea of exercise after 40 conjures images of intense cardio or heavy lifting that feels intimidating or even dangerous. But true foundational movement is much more nuanced. It's about reconnecting with your body's natural capabilities. Can you squat deeply? Can you maintain balance on one leg? Can you reach overhead without discomfort? These seemingly simple movements are actually indicators of fundamental strength and mobility that are critical for an active, pain-free life. When these foundational movements are neglected, compensation patterns emerge, leading to chronic pain, instability, and an increased risk of injury. We often address the symptom, the pain, without looking at the root cause, which is often a deficiency in basic movement patterns. The practice of foundational movement is a dialogue with your body. It's about listening to its signals, respecting its current limits, and then gently, persistently expanding those limits. This is not about pushing through pain, but about understanding discomfort as a guide. It's about slowly reclaiming ranges of motion that have been lost, strengthening muscles that have atrophied, and re-establishing neurological connections that have become dormant. This deliberate, mindful approach is far more effective and sustainable than random high-intensity bursts that can often lead to burnout or injury for a body that isn't prepared. Consistency, even with small, intelligent movements, far outweighs sporadic, intense efforts. Consider the simple act of standing up from a chair. Is it fluid and effortless, or do you find yourself bracing, using your arms, feeling a strain in your knees or back? This is a foundational movement, the ability to control your body's descent and ascent, to maintain balance, to engage your core, are all integral parts of this. By practicing these movements consciously, by dissecting them and refining them, you begin to rebuild not just muscle mass, but also neurological control and joint stability. This isn't about becoming an athlete. It's about reclaiming your autonomy, your ability to navigate your daily life without pain or limitation. This investment in foundational movement pays dividends across all aspects of your physical existence. It's crucial to understand that strength is not just about big muscles. It's about control, stability, and the harmonious functioning of your entire system. When you move well, your joints are protected, your posture improves, and your energy levels increase. You become more resilient to the everyday stresses and demands of life. This mindful approach to movement allows you to rebuild from the ground up, creating a body that is not just stronger, but smarter, more adaptable, and less prone to the very pain, frailty, and stiffness that often accompany aging. It's about cultivating a body that serves you rather than one that feels like a constant burden. Energetic flow. Beyond the mechanics of movement and the power of the mind, there exists a deeper dimension of vitality, energetic flow. This is not some abstract mystical concept, but a very real and tangible aspect of your well-being that profoundly impacts how you feel, how you heal, and how your body processes everything from food to stress. Many people, especially as they get older, find themselves feeling drained, sluggish, perpetually tired, even after a full night's sleep. This isn't always just about physical exertion. It often points to blockages or inefficiencies in the body's subtle energy systems, preventing the free and optimal distribution of vital force. Think of your body as a complex network of rivers and streams. When the water flows freely, everything thrives. When there are dams, blockages, or stagnant pools, the entire system suffers. Similarly, your body has pathways through which life energy, often called chi or prana, circulates. When these pathways are clear and the energy flows smoothly, you experience vitality, mental clarity, and efficient healing. When there are obstructions caused by chronic stress, poor diet, lack of movement, or unresolved emotional tension, this energetic flow becomes compromised, leading to fatigue, pain, and a diminished capacity for recovery and regeneration. This concept extends far beyond just feeling energetic. It directly impacts your metabolic efficiency, your ability to burn fat, and your body's capacity to repair itself. When energy is stagnant, your cells don't receive optimal nourishment, waste products aren't cleared efficiently, and inflammatory processes can take hold. This internal environment is highly conducive to fat storage, muscle loss, and accelerated aging. Simply put, a body with poor energetic flow is a body that struggles to maintain its optimal state, regardless of how much you try to push it with external stimulants or unsustainable routines. The internal environment must be addressed. The practices that cultivate energetic flow are often subtle, yet profoundly powerful. They involve breath work, mindful movement, and intentional stillness. Breath, for instance, is the most direct conduit to your life force. Most people breathe shallowly, restricting the full potential of their lungs and consequently limiting the flow of energy throughout their system. Learning to breathe deeply, slowly, and consciously is not just about oxygen intake. It's about activating your parasympathetic nervous system, calming your mind, and inviting a harmonious flow of energy. This simple yet profound practice can transform your inner landscape, reducing stress and boosting vitality. Mindful movement, like the foundational movements we discussed, when performed with conscious awareness of breath and internal sensation, becomes a moving meditation that clears energetic blockages. It's not just about contracting muscles, it's about guiding energy, feeling its pathway, and intentionally dissolving areas of tension and stagnation. When movement is integrated with breath and intention, it ceases to be mere exercise and becomes a practice of energetic cultivation. This is where true transformation begins to happen at a cellular level, enhancing your body's intrinsic ability to heal and self-regulate. Even stillness, often overlooked in our high-paced world, is critical for cultivating energetic flow. Periods of quiet contemplation, meditation, or simply resting with awareness allow the body's systems to rebalance and recalibrate. It's during these moments that deep healing can occur, and energy that was previously dispersed or blocked can be consolidated and redirected to where it's most needed. Ignoring this aspect of energetic flow is like trying to run a complex machine without a proper cooling system or regular maintenance. The subtle practices are often the most impactful in the long run, building a foundation of resilience from within. Internal harmony. The culmination of these principles, a conscious mind, a capable body, and harmonious energetic flow, leads to a state of internal harmony. This is the ultimate goal, a condition where all systems within you are working in concert, where there is minimal internal resistance, and where your natural state of health, strength, and vitality can express itself fully. It's not just about the absence of pain or disease, but the presence of vibrant, effortless well-being. Many people spend their lives chasing external solutions, hoping a new diet, a new supplement, or a new gadget will solve their problems, without ever looking within to address the underlying disharmony. As we mature, the importance of this internal harmony becomes even more pronounced. The body's capacity to tolerate imbalance diminishes. What might have been brushed off in your 20s can become a chronic issue in your 40s and beyond. Therefore, cultivating this harmony is not a luxury. It's a necessity for sustainable health and an active, fulfilling life. It requires a commitment to self-awareness, a willingness to listen to the subtle cues your body and mind are constantly sending, and the courage to make adjustments based on that inner wisdom rather than blindly following external mandates. This internal harmony manifests in various ways. Your digestion becomes more efficient, absorbing nutrients more effectively and reducing inflammation. Your sleep deepens and becomes more restorative, allowing your body to repair and regenerate more fully. Your mental clarity improves, reducing brain fog and enhancing your ability to focus and solve problems. Your emotional resilience strengthens, making you less susceptible to stress and anxiety. These are not separate benefits, but interconnected facets of a single unified state of well-being that arises when your mind, body, and energy are aligned and working in unison. The practices that support internal harmony are a continuous cycle of observation, adjustment, and refinement. It's about consciously choosing inputs that support this harmony. Nutrient-dense, whole foods that fuel your body without creating internal chaos. Regular periods of focused, mindful movement that maintain joint health and muscle strength. Consistent breathwork and meditation that regulate your nervous system and clear energetic pathways. An adequate restorative sleep that allows for deep healing. It's a holistic approach that recognizes the interconnectedness of all aspects of your being. This journey is not about perfection, but about consistent, conscious effort. There will be days when you feel out of sync, when old patterns re-emerge, or when external stresses disrupt your equilibrium. The key is not to judge these moments as failures, but to see them as opportunities for learning and recalibration. Each deviation from harmony provides valuable feedback, guiding you back to your center with greater understanding and resilience. It's about building a sustainable lifestyle, not just adhering to a temporary regimen. The practices become integrated into who you are, rather than something you force yourself to do. Ultimately, internal harmony means living in a state of ease, where your body feels light, your mind feels clear, and your spirit feels vibrant. It's about moving through life with less friction, less struggle, and more joy. This is the freedom that comes from mastering your inner landscape. It allows you to not only reverse the symptoms of aging like pain, frailty, and stubborn fat, but to transcend them entirely, forging a new path where age becomes a marker of wisdom and strength, not decline. This is your birthright, a state of being that is always available when you commit to cultivating it from within. Your body is an incredible vessel, capable of far more than you've been led to believe, especially as you age. The narrative of inevitable decline is a story, not a destiny. By consciously shifting your mindset, engaging in foundational movement, cultivating energetic flow, and striving for internal harmony, you possess the keys to unlock a level of vitality, strength, and freedom you might have thought was long gone. This isn't about fighting against time, it's about flowing with it, mastering your internal landscape, and becoming the most powerful, capable version of yourself. No matter how many years you've gathered, the power to transform is within you, waiting to be unleashed.